Okay, so I have finished the last row that I was going to be making to show you how to make your poncho. And as you can see, there it is. Hi there, my YouTube friends, this is Saret saying hello. Look at the beauty that I have here for you. It's a nice cute, oops, sorry, it's a nice cute little poncho. See it? It's very cute. This is probably a small to medium size. This one over here is mine. It's obviously a plus size, and it's longer and it's larger. I don't remember how many chains I needed to do mine, but nonetheless, this one I only used 83 chains for the beginning chain. You can do this any size you like, any size you need. I will show you how that is worked out. I was able to complete this little guy in just about, I don't know, say 3 to 4 hours. It was got by really quickly, and it's so cute and so pretty and so easy to make. This is something that I'm giving a friend as a Mother's Day present. See it? It is absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love it. I think it's well worth the time. I used Simply Karen yarn for these. I don't remember what yarn I used for this guy. I did this mine several years ago, and this is the one that I normally wear in the fall. And it keeps me nice and cozy. Actually, I use it in the fall or in the spring, and this is a beautiful one because it keeps you warm as needed and cool as needed. So if you're going to be needing something for your summer days, this is a good one to do. It's very simple, like I said, very pretty, very delicate, very classy at the same time. And yeah, for the summer evenings, if you're going to the cottage or if you're going to the beach and you think that you may need something to cover up with at some point, this is something I highly recommend. It's very pretty, very sweet, very cute. I just love it. I'm in love with it. It's one of my favorites, and again, that's the larger one. Like I said, you can do these any size you want, any size you need it, and I will show you how. Okay, take care for now. Bye bye. Hello there, my YouTube friends, this is Aret coming back to you saying hi. Today I'm bringing you this poncho that I've already shown you. It's really simple, really easy to make. It can be completed fairly quickly if you have the time. I want to show you how to do it in any size. I'll give you tips on how to do your ponchos any size you need them. But now, before we get started on that, let me show you what you need to do. There are 3 things that are worked on, or you build it to the length and size that you need it in 3 phases. Okay, starting with double crochets, nothing but double crochets at the beginning. Then you're gonna go on to doing granny squares, and then we're gonna do 5 rows of granny squares, and we go back to nothing but double crochets. And then from there we're gonna go do some trebles, and then after we do the trebles, once you have created your trebles, you go back to doing your double crochets in every single stitch. and then you go back again to doing your granny squares, and then from those granny squares you go back to doing your double crochets and then onto the trebles. See, simple enough. I think it's something that you guys will be able to understand it without any problems. Now we're gonna need a foundation chain. The numbers of stitches will be, and this is the trick of how to do it in any size that you want. The trick to it is to do any number of chains, and those chains come together into a circle. Okay, once you have that circle, you try it on your head or whomever's heads you're trying to make these for. Try around the head, and if that's good enough for you, then just go ahead and close the circle and start working on making double crochets. Okay, now the tricky part though is once we have created all the double crochets that we have needed, we're gonna need to do our center part here to create a peak, right? That's what a poncho, that's what makes a poncho, the peaks down the center, which also means, I'm sorry, I'm not very good at drawing, which also means that when we form our first granny squares, we need to make sure that we have the same amount of granny square figures here and here, same amount of granny squares on each side. That's the trick. Why do we need that? Because if you have one extra one on either side, then the punch is gonna look a little bit funky, and we don't want that, right? We want to prevent that. But anyways, I'll get started on this and I will show you what it is that I'm talking about, right? So no problem. So I'm going to make a small one. I'm just gonna make 33 stitches or 33 chains. Now the one thing that we need to also keep in mind is that, oopsie, I just moved this guy, sorry about that. What you need to do is to make sure that when you have your chains, it's gotta be an odd number of chains. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'll be back with you. Okay, so I'll just continue to make my chains. I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back with you guys, and I have my 33 chains here. Okay, now make sure that when you close your chains, make sure that it's not twisted. Okay, you gotta make sure of that. And we're going to go ahead and put it into the first, connected to the first chain that we have made. Okay, now if you have a stitch marker, it will be a good idea to have one. And you can go ahead and place it at halfway. Hold on, where are my stitch markers? Oh, please excuse the mess I have here, but it's just that I've been working on another project also for the summer, a summery one. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna find them. I'm sorry if you hear a lot of noise, but I've got the window open. It's only May, so I don't want to get started on using the air conditioning yet. Okay, anyway, now from here we're going to go ahead and make 3 stitches or 3 chains in the air. 1, 2, 3, and that counts as our first double crochet, and then we go ahead and create double crochets all around. Okay, I'll be back with you. Okay, so once you have completed your round of nothing but double crochets, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna close these right in here. We're gonna connect them. Okay, you see that? Connected. Now this is gonna seem really rustic, but it is. I mean, I don't have a problem of showing you to do it that way. Now if I divide 33 by half, I get an odd number. Well, I get an even number, which is 16.5. And it's like, how am I supposed to divide the 0.5? How am I supposed to work with that? So you can either go ahead and divide it by 2 and put in your stitch marker by counting it like that, and or you can go ahead and do it this way, the rustic way. This is where you're gonna be building your corner for your poncho right here. You can fold it in like this, and you can go ahead and know that this is what gives you the next half. So you can go ahead and put in your stitch marker so that you can know that this is where you're gonna make your next poncho corner, right? Okay, like so. Or you can do it the conventional way, which is counting, right? Okay, now from here, what comes next? We are going to do our first corner, and then we're gonna start doing our granny stitches. Okay, so how are we going to do that? We're gonna do 1, 2, 3 chains up in the air, and then in here, right in there where you connected, you're gonna do 3 double crochets separated by 2 chains, and in the same space we're gonna do another 3 double crochets, and we have created our very first corner. Okay, now here we're going to go ahead and do 1, 2, 3 chains, and here we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th single crochet we're going to put in a single crochet. Okay, actually we're gonna do 3 double crochets, I'm sorry, in the same space. Okay, again, 1, 2, 3, chain 3, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the 4th double crochet we're going to make 3 double crochets in the same space, right? And this is how we're starting to create our set of granny squares. And this is what you have to follow to do your poncho in any size. 1, 2, 3 chains again. We're gonna skip 3 chains, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th one we do 3 double crochets in the same space. We're gonna go do that all around. Okay, hold on though, don't go anywhere. And here we're gonna go ahead and make our next shell to do our next corner. So here we have 1, 2, 3 spaces. And that's what we're gonna do, our shell, which is 3 double crochets, 2 chains, and 3 double crochet. And again, we go back to doing 1, 2, 3 chains, and we're gonna skip 1, 2, 3 double crochets, and in the 4th we go ahead and we create our cluster again of 3 double crochets. It's really that simple. 1, 2, and 3. Again, 1, 2, and so on. Okay, I will see you in a bit. Okay, now I want to show you a little trick here. Like I said before, you have to have the same amount of double crochet, granny square pattern here on each side, so that the poncho comes out nice and even. In this case, you can see, counting here, we have 1, 2, 3. This is the first side we made, and over here we have, and then we have the center part, so the corner, and then over here we have 1, 2, 3. But as you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then we have 3 chains up here. So although it's 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, I'm going to leave it like that. It's gonna look like it's gonna have more a little bit more space here than on this side, but that's okay. I'm not gonna worry about it. Or you can encounter the opposite, where you create the same amount of clusters on each side, but you only have 1 and 2 spaces left here. Go ahead, don't worry, go ahead and make your 3 chains and attach them to the cluster of double crochets here, or the shells that we have here. Don't worry about that, it will work out. Okay, it's funky that way, but that's how it is. It's gonna work out, I promise you. Okay, or what we can do, if you like to, is undo these 3 double crochets that are in here, move these cluster one more space, and that way the amount of spaces is gonna look a little bit more even on each side. So I think I will gonna go ahead and do that. So I'm going to move it 1 more chain, because at least this will cover it up nicely, right? The cluster will cover it up nicely, that we have a little bit more spacing here. Don't sweat it. I don't know if you're a perfectionist, but it will work out. It will. See? Now we do 1, 2, 3 chains, and connects to the top chain here. 1, 2, 3, and here we go. Now we're gonna do some slip stitches to get to the center part here. Okay, so here we go. And like I said, you can do these for any size, and that's the trick. Slip stitches all the way to the center of the clusters here, and again we go 1 2 3 chains up in the air, and we create again. We follow the pattern that we're creating. 1 2 and 3 double crochets here. Continue to do your peak. See, there it goes. And now here we go 1 2 3 chains, because we have a cluster of 3 down there. So inside this space we're gonna do 1 2 3 double crochets, and we're gonna continue to do this granny square pattern for 5 rows. Okay, so I will be back with you as soon as I'm done. And this poncho is just beautiful. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorites things, or one of my favorite patterns to wear. 1 2 and 3, and continue until you have 5 rows of nothing but granny square pattern. Okay, I'll be back with you. Okay, so we're back now. Because I want to make sure that I have enough of this leftover yarn, I only did 4 rows of the granny square pattern, but like I said, you have to do 5. It's 5 rows that is needed. Okay, so here's my poncho so far. Now what comes next is we're gonna do nothing but, we're gonna go ahead and gonna go slip stitch. You always do the same for the shell pattern here. Always keep that, you never lose that. Always do your 3 double crochets, 2 chains, 3 double crochets in the same space. Okay, so now what comes next is this is where things get interesting. So here we go. So 1 double crochet on each of the double crochets that we have here. So starting up here, 1 2 and 3. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and do 1 double crochet in the middle one here. Okay, and then we go back and we do 1 2 and 3. So anyways, I was saying I had the first few years of my life back home in Nicaragua, and there, when you're going to elementary school, you are taught to do crochet. And the thing is that you have to make your own creations. They show you how to do the basic patterns, right, like the basic stitches, and then how to do a circle and how to close and how to close a circle. But you have to come up with your own creations always. And usually we are taught to work on like rounds. The same thing for embroidery. We do embroidery and sewing. So that's why I was saying I was a little confused at the beginning here, because I had not been doing this pattern in some time. But are we getting it? So 1 2 3 double crochets on each of the clusters, and 1 double crochet in the three chain space. Now let me go back here. I want to go back here so you can see I have the cluster of 1, 2, 3, but right away we have these double crochet there, and that is inside that double crochet that's right on top of it. That's what you're gonna do your next double crochet, so you can have your 3 double crochets. Okay, don't want to miss on that. Don't want to miss out. 1, 2, 3, 1, and again 1 double crochet on top of each of these 3 double crochet. And we're about to reach the next corner, and we're gonna do the same thing. Follow that pattern. That one never changes. It always remains. Okay. And here we go. 1, 2, 3. We work these when we're doing single double crochets all throughout. We work it all the way to the end, right? And here we go back and we do our shell, which is 3 double crochets, 2 chains, and 3 double crochets in the same space. See, it's really as simple as that. Okay, and here we go back again. See, over here, this guy is on top of it, but there is the opening here for the top of this double crochet. That's where you need to plant the hook in your double crochet. Okay, I will continue to do this, and I will be back with you as soon as I am able to. I hope that you're not being disturbed by this noise. I'm sorry about that. I apologize, really. Okay, I have completed my row of double crochets all around my poncho. Okay, now what we're going to do is the following. Again, we're going to slip stitch to the center of our shell here. This is what we're gonna do trebles, okay, or extended double crochet. I'm gonna choose to do extended double crochet. If you wanna do actually I'll do trebles, okay, so it's not to confuse you. So we're gonna go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4 chains up in the air. We're going to yarn over twice, and then we're gonna go yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's how we make a treble. Again, look at it. Yarn over twice, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2, and again 1, 2 double crochets, chains, and again we're gonna do 3 trebles again in the same space. This is the part that will never change, right? It always stays the same. Our corners. Now we're going to do 2 chains, 1, 2, and we're going to skip 1, 2, and in the third one we're gonna do our next treble. 1, 2, and again we're gonna do a treble. 1, 2, and on the third one we are making our treble. I hope I haven't been talking to myself here. I hope I've been recording. So anyways, after doing the granny square pattern and going on to do the next row, which is nothing but double crochets all along, we have to do a row of trebles. And so as usual, we never change anything in this pike or poke or pointy area. I don't know what to call it. It's the center area. We keep it going the same way. So we do 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles, 2 chains, skip 2 double crochets, and make 1 treble in the next double crochet, and we continue doing everything the same way. 2 chains, skip 1, 2 double crochets, and the third one we do the next treble, and so on. So here we go. I've got my 2 chains here already. My 2 chains, we're gonna yarn over twice. We're gonna go 1, 2, and in the third we're gonna put and plant the treble that we're making, and then we yarn over again, go through 2 loops, yarn over, go through 2 loops, yarn over again, go through 2 loops. So we did that 3 times. We're gonna do this all around until we reach the next corner. So here we continue. I hope I'm recording. So we reached the second corner here. Okay, and we've done 2 chains, and then we continue working on completing our trebles. 1, 2 chains, yarn over twice, skip 1, 2, and in the third we plant the next treble. Again, 1, 2 chains, skip 1, 2 double crochets, plant the next treble in the third one. 1, 2, skip 2, 1, 2, and in the third we go. It all works out perfectly, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, and 3. Here we go again. 1 and 2. Now once you have reached the treble row, you know that the next row is gonna be nothing but double crochets all around again. It's gonna be nothing but double crochets all around again, and that's when you know that the 3 faces will start over again. After that row, you're gonna do your granny square rows for 5 times around, right? So this is your clue, because you're gonna be starting over again the rows, meaning starting with your double crochets all around and starting over, so that you can reach the size and the length that you need for your poncho. Isn't that wonderful? Nice and easy. 1, 2, 1, 2, and we have completed our treble row. Now again, like I said, we're just going to go back, take a look at these. There's our poncho. You can, I'm gonna finish it, well no, maybe I should guide you on how to do the next row, which is nothing but double crochets. So see, there's your poncho, all looking nice and beautiful. All we gotta do with this is just sew it in. It's a beautiful lacy kind of oh, I'm not sure why so many cards today. Normally there's barely any. So it's a beautiful lacy poncho that I normally recommend it for use in the spring, you know, the cool summer evenings, and or for the fall. Mine I use it normally during the fall, but this is all there is to it. So then we're starting over again at here. The next row after the trebles will be starting here, this, and then following to doing again your granny squares. So what do we do here? Slip stitch to get to the center. Again, here we go, and we're gonna do nothing but double crochets here. So 3 chains, and those 3 chains count as the first double crochet, and we're gonna do 1 and 2 chains, and again 3 double crochets in the same space. Okay, this never changes, always the same. See, it remains like so. Now here we're just gonna go ahead and do double crochets. 1 and 2. So we're gonna do 2 double crochets inside the space. Okay, that's what changes here, that's the difference. 2 double crochets inside the space, and 1 double crochet inside on top of the treble. See, that's what follows next. 2 double crochets inside the space, and 1 double crochet on top of your treble. See, here at the beginning here, remember to do 1 double crochet on top of each treble. Okay, that will not change. Again, here we go, 2 double crochets inside the space, 1 double crochet on top of the treble. See, 2 double crochets in the space, 1 double crochet on top of your treble. That's what we do, and you continue on doing all these, following the pattern or following the stitching stages or phases, whatever you want to call it, until you have reached the length and the size that you need for your poncho. If you want to, you can do it 3/4 sleeves. Obviously it's not a sleeve, but the length, right? 3/4 length of your arm, or you can do it all the way to your wrist. Those are the 2 variations for a poncho, for the length of a poncho. Okay, so if you have any questions, please let me know. I hope you have liked and enjoyed how easy this poncho it is to make. And the concept that I brought you today about making a poncho any size you want, it's very true, very real, and you can just enjoy it, right? That's how I make my ponchos, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm a plus size and I like my clothing to be nice and loose. So again, I'm gonna leave you my link to my essential oils webpage in case you're running low on those or you need to replenish them. They're great, beautiful gifts from the earth that God has provided us. So again, here I've reached my next pointy corner, and I'm gonna go ahead and do 1 double crochet on top of each of these trebles, and then again follow the same idea, the same pattern, right? 3 double crochets, 2 chains, 3 double crochets inside the same space to make a cluster of, or a shell, right? 1, 2, and here we're going in 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 3 double crochets, and I will continue to finish and I'll be back with you. Okay, so I have finished the last row that I was gonna be making to show you how to make your poncho, and as you can see, there it is. So the last row is just nothing but 2 double crochets inside each space and 1 double crochet on top of each treble that we have, and see, there's a poncho completed. And of course, obviously, this is not what your poncho is gonna look like, because this is just in a small size, you know, like for a doll or something. But once you do your poncho, you're gonna have to do repeat these layers several times to get to the length that you need and to get the size that you need for your poncho, right? I hope that this is understood. But these are the stitchings, or these are the stitches that you're gonna need to get to where you need your poncho to be. So this is just to demonstrate the concept of how to make your poncho the size that you want using these stitch patterns, right? So these layers that you have seen me do today, you're gonna have to repeat them up to 3 times to get to where you need your poncho to be. And depends, of course, on the size, the type of material that you're using, the size of your needle, but that's the idea. And you see, I have given you proof that it works. And of course, you can, if you wanted to, you can put like fringes on it, all around it, and make it even cuter for yourself. Okay then, thanks again, and until next time, bye bye.